walk us through like during that time where you were actually breaking tracks and records and stuff, like when you were, you know, showcasing, like we watched the interview where you're breaking Kendrick, you're breaking
so I ended up
underground era, like
so I ended up so in high school I had a radio show called Ready Set Radio, and that was just like me and my friend David did the show, and it was a mile around the school. I ended up working at the radio station. Eventually they gave me like a version of that show. At the time it was called Friday Night Flavors. And so on that show, which then I took with me everywhere I went. I was in Vegas, I was in Boise, I was everywhere. I ended up renaming it Ready Set Radio when I left Phoenix so I could keep that OG high school name.
That's dope.
And it was like a late night, Sunday night, like 10 p.m. to midnight show where we just played like blog era rap for real. But also classic shit that we loved. Yeah. Like we would play like Big L and like old Nas, old Wu-Tang, like, but we'd also play like all the dope blog era shit that we loved. We were cleaning up all the music ourselves.
That's dope.
So like I think the first song from Kendrick we ever played might have been Michael Jordan.
Oh, that song's tough.
Or Pussy and Patron.
Damn.
That was the time.
I think it was Pussy and Patron or Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan, bitch.
Yeah, but we cleaned them shits up, you know? Like it was like Pussy and Patron sounded crazy.
Yeah.
Because it was like we were reversing. I mean, we didn't have the instrumental to make a proper clean, and we weren't very audio talented at the time. Mm-hmm. But yeah, like guys like Kendrick and Cole and
J. Cole.
You know, even before them, like fucking Pill and early Wale shit, fucking Yellow Wolf, Big Crit. Trying to think, like in the 08 era, we were playing like kids these, cool kids these days, Kids in the Hall, fucking Pac Div, just hella like that. I think the Cool Kids wave was crazy. So we were like, we're heavily supporting the Cool Kids. But yeah, that was just like a whole, like that was from like, shit, I did that all the way up until from like 08 to like, till I moved to LA. So that was in 2000. When did I move here? 2017.
Oh.
So I did that show from 08 to like 2016. From everywhere from, you know, Phoenix, Tampa, Vegas, Boise, Idaho. Whatever city I was at, I would do my normal radio show, like the afternoon show or the night show, whenever, Monday through Friday, and then on Sunday nights I'd be able to get my shit off, you know.
That's dope. Man.
That's what I was gonna ask. Isn't that where you kind of birthed kind of that transition to putting a lot of the freestyles and interviews and things on YouTube?
Yeah, so that started when I was in Idaho. I would see Peter Rosenberg would film stuff on a flip cam. And I forget what he used to call it, flip cam, some shit. So I bought a flip cam. And I already was like super rap blog nerd. And so the first interview I put up that ended up getting posted was a Fat Joe fucking phone call. Where Fat Joe called into my radio show, and I think I would like edit visuals over, like behind his, like the audio of the call, and put it on YouTube, and then the blogs would pick it up. And then the first interview I ever filmed that went viral was I talked to The Game in Idaho in his hotel room right after Chris Brown beat up Rihanna.
Damn. That's memorable.
Yeah, so that interview came out, went on YouTube. TMZ posted it. It was all over. It was like trending on YouTube, and I didn't even know what the fuck any of that meant, to be honest. That was in 2009. And from there, any piece of content that I captured, if it was a phone call, I'd put it on YouTube, and I would try to send it to whatever emails to these blogs I had, you know, like Two Dope Boys or Now Right or whatever the fuck. And yeah, like during that time, like I had a Nipsey freestyle that dropped. That was in 2009. That was in Idaho. He was opening up for Game on the LAX tour. That was the same run. So it was like Game and Nipsey in the same like day, damn near, we filmed. Murs, Tech 9 were there.
That's dope. How'd you get connected with those guys?
with Murs or Tech Nine or
the game in.
I knew the game. I used to sell the game drugs when he'd come to Phoenix. So I was an intern. When I was an intern at the radio station, I sold him weed once. And then his artist was Juice from Phoenix. And so I ended up getting cool with Juice. And I forget who I was connected with in Games Camp. Probably his brother, who I'm still cool with. I forget. But I just remember selling weed to Game, going to his hotel room in Phoenix in like 2008 and bringing him weed and connecting that way. He had a homie named Avante Rose, AR, who's passed away. Yeah, crazy situation where he killed his girlfriend and killed himself, I believe.
Jeez. Cheese and crackers, brother.
Yeah, it was actually, I think it was AR. Yeah. Rest in peace to AR. Yeah. So AR was kind of like the Whack before Whack.
Oh shit.
He was a part of Game's crew before Whack came on board.
Okay.
Way before. So yeah. And then so like when they were in Boise, I just pulled up to his hotel and we were hanging out and I was like, yo, can I interview you real quick on Camera before? Like, so it's still on YouTube. I interviewed him while he was playing 2K or MLB. I forget.
Damn.
That's dark.
But that was like the first thing that ever like was like pretty viral.
Yeah.
And then I just was like, I don't know, like I just figured like I wanted to talk to the artist that I was listening to online and like I had Freddie Gibbs call into my show and like Freddie's one of the first artists I ever broke for real, you know. Ritz too, shout out to my brother Ritz. But yeah, so like I would like there's like a Freddie Gibbs phone call from 2009 on my YouTube channel, like an interview over the phone. I interviewed like Pusha T. I would just try to get fools to call into my shit. Raekwon, Pusha, who else? Fat Joe, yeah. But yeah, from there, when I went to Vegas, was when shit really turned up. Because then I had a lot of people actually physically coming to the station, you know?
Yeah.
It was Vegas.
Access just went
Crazy. Through the roof,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, so like when I was in Vegas, shit, bro, we have J. Cole freestyles, Kendrick freestyles, interviews with both of them cats. I mean, whoever you could think of that was relevant from like 2010 to late 2012 was on my show.
Yeah.
Like everybody. Like anybody from the blog era pretty much was on my shit. Like
That was a time for real.
Yeah,
like,
no, for real.
that was
That was like our
time.
childhood,
Yeah.
so for real to hear that.
yeah, I think the blog era is like the best
Yeah.
era of rap for real. Cause it was like the curators, obviously there were gatekeepers, but the
Yeah.
gatekeepers had good taste.
Yeah, tastemakers.
You know, like all them blogs, like for the most part, had good taste. So like, there was like the gatekeeping wasn't bad at that time.
Yeah.
Because like nowadays, it's like if something goes crazy algorithmically, it's gonna be on Rap Caviar, even if it sounds like shit.
Yeah. You can't control it like you used to.
Yeah, it's like in order to get on Two Dope Boys back in the day, like you actually had to be kind of tough. Like them fools weren't taking money for posts, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like that era. The blog era was crazy.
Yeah.
From like 2009 to like 2015, 14, that shit was
Yeah.
lit.
Would you say you have a favorite maybe record or artist that you had a hand in breaking or changing the trajectory towards, or would that kind of be hard?
So I was the first. So at the time in Vegas, I was the mix show coordinator, and then at the radio station. So I was the first person in America to put J. Cole below. What was his first single? Not Workout. The one that
Who that?
Yep.
Yeah. Fire.
Put that in the mix show. Was the first person to play Workout. I was so early on playing Workout that I was playing like the demo version that Ebe sent me.
Damn.
And the label had to be like, yo, what is this version? I'm like, bro, fucking Ibrahim sent it to me, dog. Like,
That's fire.
That shit's hard.
Connected for real.
Yeah, I mean, trying to think. I mean, a lot of shit, like, in terms of, like, my hands being on the record, like, I A&R'd, like, the Ritz Mike Posner shit that I got both plaques up there. They both went gold. Well, they're actually both platinum now.
Fire.
But, yeah, I A&R'd both of those.
Okay.
Like, Mike Posner and, like, Ritz is... Mike and Rich are, like, two of my closest friends in the game. And at the time, Mike was, like, trying to tap in with, like, up-and-coming rappers.
Okay.
And I was like, fool, you got to check out Ritz. This was crazy. And he was like, dog, set up a session. And then they ended